Hi there, wig lover. This is Heather from CysterWigs.com, and today I'm bringing you a review of a Raquel Welch wig called Play It Straight. And the color on Play It Straight is SS30/28, also known as Shadow Shade Spice. So let's talk about the color a little bit. The great thing about this particular shadow shade color is that the roots seem to be a little bit longer and a little bit more dramatic than they are on some of the other shadow shade colors. So that's quite a pronounced dark root. You can see that Play It Straight has a lace front. Play It Straight also has this lovely monofilament part. But this color is just really neat. The 30 is the base shade, and that's the darker of the two colors once you get away from this rooting, which is like a 4 almost. But it's kind of like a medium auburn, and then on top of that you've got highlights that are of kind of like an Irishy auburn color, which means that it's kind of like a light copper that has hints of gold blonde throughout, almost like a dark rust color. It's very, very pretty, very pronounced, and it's just got a lot of depth to it. So it's really great in a cut like Play It Straight, which has, you know, obviously very straight hair texture, but also has a lot of layering all over it. And so that color really helps play up the most of the layering, especially here around the face and jawline. Play It Straight weighs 3.25 ounces, which is really nice and lightweight. Moves really well. The Raquel Welch fibers feel pretty nice to the touch. In my opinion, they feel a little bit better after you wash them the first time. Just never ever put synthetic shampoo directly on your synthetic wigs. I recommend diluting the shampoo in a basin full of water and just kind of gently swishing your wig around in it. I think that that will give you better results, and it'll make the hair feel a little bit more luxurious and silky. I also recommend either putting a capful of fabric softener, liquid fabric softener in with it, for these regular synthetic wigs, or just using the fabric softener all on its own. It'll help keep the static resistance to a maximum, which is really great, especially back here where it's all flipped, because that length is gonna rub up against your collar, and it's gonna rub up against your neck and your shoulders. So anything you can do to kind of add to the friction resistance is gonna be your best friend, because it's gonna help reduce tangling. The front on Play It Straight is 7 inches, so it's definitely meant to be swept off to the side. The crown down is 8.5 inches, but it's heavily layered, and I'll show you in the back. It's actually quite a bit longer than that. The nape is 5 inches, and again, you'll see that in just a moment. And the sides are 6 inches. So heavily, heavily layered, very face framing, especially up here in the front. In my estimation, this is kind of like a bob shag hybrid. Why do I say that? Well, because they've got that longer nape that sort of flares out in the back. That's kind of a hallmark of a shag cut, whereas the front of this is very much like a traditional bob, except with the added layering here. So now I'm going to show you what Play It Straight looks like from all sides. And I go. This is just a really great little cut. So now I'm going to go ahead and take Play It Straight off so I can show you what the cap construction looks like. So here is the nape. It is an extended nape with these Velcro adjusters in the back. Then you've got these very lovely felt ear tabs, as well as a generous amount of elastic right behind them to help give the cap some stretch. The lace front is very well done, and I'll show it to you again when I put the wig back on. And this monofilament part looks very nice on the other side, so let me show you what that looks like. I'm just kind of moving the hair around. That's what that looks like at the top. And then all around that monofilament part, you've got this rose lace, and that's where more permatease lives. So it gives a little bit of protection from the wefts becoming visible. The permatease obscures the wefting. So it does serve a function. This color is beautiful. Look at how, when you're up close and personal with these kind of feathered side swept bangs, how the color gets a little brighter towards the ends. And you get, it does have kind of like almost like a very peachy sort of undertone to it. So it really helps make the most of that layering. Look how pretty that is up against the darker shades within this tone. Very beautiful. Very, very pretty color. Very, very beautiful. Looks like a Irish red, sort of. Very pretty. And that's what the back of Play It Straight looks like. Look at all the layering back here. And then you've got, of course, that flared back. So I'm going to go ahead and put Play It Straight back on for you now. After I apply my wig cap, of course. Now, like all of these kind of sleek, straight wigs, I recommend carrying a trusty wide tooth comb with you. I wouldn't recommend using a brush because the wide tooth comb really does the trick. And just start at the bottoms and work your way up towards the top with the layering and everything. Now I'm going to zoom in on this lace front for you. There's that lace front. It's pretty well done. And a little bit of synthetic safe hairspray will help you make a little bit more volume here in the front if you want to really bring out the most in that layering. So there you have it. This has been the Play It Straight wig by Raquel Welch in the color SS30/28, also known as Shadow Shade Spice. Thank you for watching. I'm Heather from CysterWigs.com, and be sure to check out my web store if you get a chance. I sell wigs, I don't just review them. And my web store is www.cysterwigs.com, also known as CysterWigs. So thank you very much and have a great afternoon. Bye-bye.